next one, and I was going in on this on Twitter a little bit today. Tyrann Mathieu kind of pointed out that on third downs, there were instances where in like 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, they weren't able to get lined up correctly. And this is exactly what he had to say.
Coming into the game, we felt like, if we were able to kind of get them in 3rd and 6 or longer, then it would kind of work out into our, favor. I felt like early on in the game, we just didn't play tight enough in coverage. Then a couple of those third downs, we just couldn't get lined up. You know what I mean? So I kind of just gave them, a first down. I think anytime you let those guys extend drives, they usually end up with some kind of points.
Yeah, and I mean the issue I had was not that what he said was not an issue. It was that someone pointed out that they was like, oh, Tyrann Mathieu still doesn't know where he's supposed to go, and that's on the coaching. And like that's not necessarily true. What he said there was they weren't able to get lined up. So if he's the one who's aware of that, that means that he did know where he was supposed to go, and it was other people messing up. So it's like, who knows? It's tough to assign blame in that situation, but not knowing what you're supposed to do and not being able to execute what you're supposed to do, they're two different things, right? And so I asked Dennis about that today on the conference call, and here is what he had to say.
D.A., one of the things Tyrann said after the game was there was a few third down situations where there was some confusion and, guys didn't get lined up quite correctly. Were you able to figure out the culprit for that, in those instances?
Yeah, well, we had one call where we wanted the corners to stay, and Alante went over, caused a little bit of confusion. That was one third down in the game. I really didn't feel like there was anything else in terms of confusion in being able to get lined up. Last night, we talked a lot about third down being a big factor in the game, and really, they had 9 conversions on third down, 6 of which were 3rd and 1 to 2. So, just our ability to get guys into longer yardage situations. The two plays that hurt, I think they had 2 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 conversions. Those are the ones that we really needed to eliminate.
Yeah, so he threw Alante under the bus a little bit there. But, that makes sense. It's a rookie still kind of figuring it out. And I think there are a lot of instances like that throughout a game where you might not even notice them and someone slightly messes up an assignment. It stands out when you're in 3rd and 8 deep in Baltimore territory, which was the case early on in that 12-play touchdown drive that put them up 14-0. If you remember, they had a snap on 2nd and 15. Lamar Jackson was surrounded by 4 Saints defenders, and he somehow finds a way to get it to Mike Davis, turns it into 3rd and 8. And then 3rd and 8, I can't remember who it was, the tight end came across the middle, wide open, unaccosted. That was one of those plays where Tyrann Mathieu kind of had his arms out, like, what's going on here? And he just, was by himself for that first down conversion. And then that drive ends up being, a 7-minute drive that honestly, I think took all of the momentum, energy, juice out of the defense, and they just had nothing the rest of the game.
No, I would agree, and there wasn't much juice anyway, it seemed, in these boys in this game. Like I said, after that first touchdown, it really felt like things swayed dramatically on the field and in the Superdome in general. But yeah, I was wondering, I couldn't tell a lot of the blame of where to go, but to me, I didn't feel like Marcus May had a very good game either for this team. But there's a lot of players, I think Dennis Allen said there's a lot of blame going around in this game.
Yeah, a lot of dirty hands, I think is how he put it.
Right.
A bad day at the office for Andy Dalton is how he put it, which he needs to get better at how he phrases things when Andy Dalton is not doing well. Because I'm kind of getting tired of every time he struggles, it's somebody else's. Like, it's not an issue. Like, why are we why is he getting a pass for struggling when he struggles? I don't understand it. But, like, we can admit that he was not good in that game. Anyway, it's getting tiring.
No, I thought there was going to be a point where it was like, all right, we're going to at least go with Taysom at quarterback because of how bad Dalton was doing.
I don't blame him for keeping him in the game. I don't think changing quarterbacks over and over again is a good move when you're trying to just figure it out. But, like, we can all acknowledge that Andy didn't play well. Like, you don't have to give me a bad day at the office. That's just, it makes it sound like you are not holding him accountable. And that's not a good look.
Well, that's why, like what you're saying there, that's why I figured I wouldn't put Jameis in, but I did think that at least give a drive to Taysom under center to see how it would go.
Yeah, I'd like to see Taysom get involved in some way. Yeah, it was just ugly. It was ugly.